Hello, dear learners. How are you? I hope you all are safe and fine at your places. And I truly believe that learning process is going on well. So let us come. We are going to do the practical of our Unit 7 test and measurement in sports. This is also your final exam practical. So let's begin this practical. Before going to start this practical, we need to know some points. As you all aware about physical fitness, wellness and lifestyle. What is physical fitness exactly? Physical fitness is the ability of an individual when he or she, after doing an extensive workout, have maximum or have a capacity to do more work. It means so simple that after doing an extensive workout, he or she has a ability to do more work. That is simply physical fitness. When I'm talking about wellness, so wellness is a balance of mind and body. It means whatever you are do, you feel very good in that particular task. So when you do a particular work and you are feeling very good in that, without exertion, without tiredness, and without feeling a sense of lethargic or some kind of, so that is called wellness. It means wellness means the balance of mind and body. Now the next point is lifestyle. Now the point came, what is lifestyle? The manner in which we live our life is called lifestyle. So the manner in which you live is called lifestyle. Got it? Now let's begin with the components of physical fitness. What are the components of physical fitness? As we all already studied about it, that the first component of physical fitness is strength. Now the point comes, what is strength? So strength is the ability to overcome resistance. Strength can be static, strength can be dynamic. Now you need to understand what is the meaning of strength. Strength means ability to overcome resistance. Ability to overcome resistance, it means whenever you put a force towards something. Let's say that I am trying to pull it towards me. Now I am pushing to away from me. So when I am pushing it, or when I am pulling it, or when I am pushing it, I am going to exert some kind of force, right? So what you understand here, that whenever we push something, it means whenever we put whenever it's a ability of our muscles to overcome resistance, we call it strength. Strength may be static, strength may be dynamic. When I am saying it is static, it means something whenever you stand on a particular place, whenever your body is in motion. When I am telling that the dynamic strength. So dynamic strength means what? Whenever the body is in motion. What do you mean by dynamic strength? Dynamic strength means the body is in motion. Dynamic strength means what? Means whenever the body is in motion. Motion, it means whenever you perform some kinds of movement, right? So whenever you perform movement, whenever your body is in motion, it is dynamic strength. It is all about strength, right, students? Now let's talk about endurance. What is endurance? Endurance is the ability to do a work for a longer duration. It means the ability to overcome fatigue. What is endurance? Endurance is the ability to overcome fatigue. Now how to overcome fatigue? See, let's take an example of playing football. Let's take an example of playing hockey. Let's any kind of event which is for the longer duration. Whenever the thing which is for the longer duration, we measure the endurance. So basically what endurance is? Endurance is the ability to overcome fatigue of your muscles. Next thing that we are going to talk about now is types of endurance. So endurance can be aerobic, endurance can be anaerobic. When I'm saying it's aerobic, so aerobic means presence of oxygen. When I'm telling you it is anaerobic, it means absence of oxygen. Aerobic, which means the presence of oxygen, here I am telling you that when there is a presence of oxygen, it means the work is for the longer duration. For example, 600-meter run, for example, cyclotron, for example, marathon, etc. When the pace of running is slow, but the duration is long, it is called aerobic endurance. When I'm telling you about anaerobic endurance means what? Anaerobic endurance means so simple. Anaerobic endurance is the kind of work which is for shorter duration and the intensity of doing work. It means the pace, the speed is so fast. That is anaerobic. So it's so simple. I hope you have cleared about strength and endurance. Now we are going to talk about speed. What is the speed? Speed is the ability to move as fast as possible. It is the ability of our body to perform work as fast as possible. Speed have four components. The first thing is speed of movement. When I'm talking about the speed of movement, when an individual, let's say I am standing here, right? Okay, I am standing here. So when I am standing here and let's suppose the Fox 40 whistle blown, it means my coach will start clapper or a Fox 40 whistle and I started to run. So when I bring my body into action, whenever I bring my body into action, it becomes reaction time. Next is acceleration time. So I hope you all are aware that whenever the body start running, okay, so whenever we start running, what happens, I'll generally we enhance our speed, and whenever we enhance our speed, okay, so as in when we start our speed, it happens that we'll try to enhance our speed as more as possible. That is called the acceleration time. In the same way you give speed to your you accelerate your bike, right? Next thing that I'm going to tell you is about the finish. That is the what I say is time. Time at the last moment when you finish the race, it means the speed of movement. The third point is the speed of movement. The minimum time in which you finish the race is that is the time, speed of time. Last thing, locomotor ability. As you all know that the ground is there is a lot of curves in that, so whenever to perform movement with a great speed with change in direction, so the ability to perform movement as fast as possible with change in direction called locomotor ability. Which ability? Locomotor ability. Now let's come on the fourth point, that is the flexibility. So as you all know what is flexibility, and whenever we talk about flexibility, the point comes in our mind is asanas, yoga. Exactly, and you are thinking correct also. So when I'm talking about flexibility, so it's simply a flexibility of our joints to move in maximum range. What is it? The flexibility of our joint to move in maximum range. When I'm saying you that we're talking about flexibility, so while performing various asanas and so many things, there will be an enhancement in our flexibility. Got it, students? Next thing that I'm going to tell you here is about the last thing, that is the coordinative ability. So when I'm talking about coordinative ability, it is so simple. The ability of our movements to perform work with perfection and efficiency. The ability of our movement to perform work with perfection and efficiency. Coordinative ability we were talking about. Coordinative ability is the ability of our body to do work with perfection and efficiency. Perfection and efficiency, so basically a lot of things are here come, and it is a very important part of a board examination, and it is a 5 marks question, so you must go through it. The first type in the coordinative ability is balance ability, orientation ability, coupling ability, right? So there are various things that we need to keep in our mind, right? Kinesthetic ability, rhythm ability. Okay, so when I'm telling it's balance ability, it means whenever you perform some asanas, there is a balance of your body, right? So it means something when the position of our body is stable, that is the balance ability, right? In the same way, there is so many things like orientation ability, balance ability, kinesthetic ability, rhythm ability, and so on. So this is all about the physical fitness components, right? First was the strength, speed, endurance, flexibility, coordinative ability. I hope these 5 components are clear. Now we are going to talk about AFER test. What is AFER test? I'm gonna tell you now. So AFER test. Now what we are going to learn? We are going to learn AFER test, right? This is your main practical also. So in this chapter, test and measurement, you will be aware about what is AFER test exactly. So AFER test, the first thing that you need to understand here is the meaning of, it means the full form of AFER. Okay, so AFER basically means American Alliance for Health, Physical Education and Recreation. What is AFER? American Alliance for Health, Physical Education and Recreation. This test was developed in 1947. When it was developed? This test was developed in 1947, right? And this test was to check, compare, and evaluate the physical fitness of various youth children's, right? This test is basically consist of 6 test items. The first one is pull-ups. We sometimes may take push-ups in that in some case. Second is bend knee sit-ups. Now this here it is modified as partial curl-ups. Third test item, that is shuttle run. Fourth test item, which is the standing broad jump. Fifth test item, 50-meter dash. Sixth test item is 600-meter run. So our test basically measure the physical fitness or a physical fitness component of an individual. With this test, we will be able to measure what is the physical index of an individual in terms of strength, in terms of endurance, in terms of flexibility, speed, coordinative ability, etc. Okay, so let us start our today's physical education practical of this chapter with a true spirit, love, enthusiasm, and a great sportsmanship spirit. Let us start the first practical of our test. This first practical named is 600-meter run or walk. It means, as you can see, this ground which is of 600 meter, when you complete 3 rounds it becomes 600 meter, right? So now these players will start running. See, the name of this event is 600-meter run or walk. It means when sometimes the students become so obese, or sometimes many of them are very good in terms of physical fitness, so it become run as well as walk. It means the basic thing we need to check the flexibility, so at least the student can cover the distance either walk or either by run. So let's begin this test. 600-meter start. In this test, the student or the participant will have to run or walk. This is the 600-meter run. Now, what is the point that comes in our mind when we are talking about 600-meter run? These tests is basically helps to measure us the cardiovascular fitness of an individual, right? Now when I'm telling about cardiovascular fitness, so we need to see what exactly I mean here. It means whenever there is a long duration activity, it means I'm basically thinking upon the activity which is for the longer duration, which measures the endurance. So whenever we talk about the activities for longer duration, it measures the endurance. And as I told you that endurance is of 2 types, aerobic and anaerobic, right? So when this endurance is of 2 types, right now see the pace in which these participants are moving is slow, right? The pace in which they are moving is slow, so it is cardiovascular endurance. Okay, now the point come why I am telling this endurance are cardiovascular. When I'm telling it's cardiovascular, it means it is related to the cardiac output. It means the blood pumped out in a minute. So what kind of questions come in exam or a viva when the practical exam is going on? First thing, what is the purpose of this test? The purpose of this test is to measure the cardiovascular endurance, right? Second thing, what is the name of this event? The name of this event is 600-meter run or walk. Got it, students? You can see the students are continuously running, okay, at the slowest pace. In this test, the student has to run to cover 600 yards in a shortest possible time. Time is noted in minutes and second as a score. So what will be the row scores? The row scores will be in minutes and seconds. As you can see the way in which these kids are doing running, right? So they'll have to have kind of physical fitness, strength, muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, right? So muscular strength should be very important if the students are performing these things. and the student should practice this test, otherwise there will be lot of problems when they do it initially. So this is the last round, third round the students are covering, and after this this round will be clear. It means this test will be clear and they will get to know that what is their endurance. Okay, so as and when the students complete all this round, will measure the timing. Let's say the student number 1 has covered this distance, the student number 2 having 3 minutes and something, student number 4 having some minutes, so they'll have to have some kind of raw score will got, right? As you can see that these students are running, and a different student having different physical fitness index. Let's say the first boy is this player number 1 who's having 3 minutes, player number 2 4 minutes, player number 5 4.5 minutes. For it means 4 minutes 5 seconds, right? So in this way the student differ in their physical fitness. It means we are measuring the endurance, right? So this activity named as shuttle run, right? And what do we measure in shuttle run? Shuttle run is basically for the measurement of speed and agility, right? So here we'll be able to see that what is the speed, basically what is the speed and coordinative ability of an individual. So let's see the rough demo first. What you need to do, you will have to go, you will have to touch, you will have to come, again you will have to go, and then you'll have to go with a high speed as fast you can. So let us start the shuttle run, right? In this test basically what happened, generally as you can see this, as roughly I have put in one brick there. So there are generally duster, or sometimes we put some kind of cones, that material that can be easily handle, it means to take and then have to put somewhere. Dumbbells we used to take, right? Right now we don't have dumbbells, so we are just showing you how to do it. So as and when the Fox 40 whistle blown, it means as and when the command go, right? So let's start, go. You can see the students are going to touch, then they come again, then again they will go, and then they'll go with a high speed. So you can see the participation number 1, the participant number 1, participant number 2, and participant number 3. They all were doing their level best. With this we will be able to measure the speed and coordinative ability of an individual. Got it, students? This shuttle run, right? So when we do shuttle run, basically what we need, this first you should know the purpose of this test. Shuttle run is basically measures the speed and coordinative ability, right? In this student what will have to do, they'll have, it's a 10 meter, it's a distance of 10 yards, right? The distance between these two bricks is 10 yards, and the students simply need to it's so simple, we they'll have to, the student or the participant will have to pick up 2 wooden blocks or a duster we sometimes take. The student has to pick 1 duster block at a time. Time is recorded in the nearest 10 seconds. It is generally 7 seconds, 8 seconds. The timing will be good, and we can easily find out that whether the speed and coordinative ability of an individual, it means the player is good or not. So 2 parallel lines are drawn of 10 yards, okay, 30 feet apart. 2 wooden blocks, dusters are kept on a side as a marked line. On start command, student runs toward the wooden block, duster or a dumbbell, pick up one of them, then place back on the line from where they started running, and the student continue to run similarly and lift the another duster in the same way. So in this way we continue for this test, and will be able to cover the shuttle run. So now we have completed 600 meter run, that is the first test. Second that we have covered is the shuttle run, which is the second test. Got it, students? Now the next thing that we are going to start is standing broad jump. Okay, what is the next thing? The next thing is standing broad jump. This test item, that is the test number 3, is standing broad jump. Standing broad jump, the purpose of this test is to measure the explosive strength of leg muscles. Leg muscles, it means 3 muscles are engaged. First muscle is calf muscle, second is quadricep, and third is hamstring. So what is the purpose of this test, students? The first purpose of this test is to measure the explosive strength of leg muscles. So this question may ask you in the viva for your final examination, as well as it may ask in your board exam in the form of MCQ. So there are three muscles which are engaged in this activity, standing broad jump. Okay, so in this standing broad jump, basically we are going to measure explosive strength of this participant. Right now we don't have tap. So what we have done, we have just put three white color bricks, which is in the distance of 1 meter, right? So let's say when this student do standing broad jump, let's see how much distance they cover. Okay, so as we can see, we have three players right now. Okay, so I want the second player to be stand there. So let's begin with this test, standing broad jump. As you can see, there is a first participant, और जो line बनी होती है आपकी starting line जो होती है उसके पीछे आपको खड़ा होना होता है, and then you will have to jump. So first, which activity you should do? You should swing your body. So let's start this thing, and you can see the student, the participant is swing his body and go. As you can see, 2 meters is covered. Now let's see the next participant. First step is to swing the body. Okay, three muscles are engaged in it: quadricep, hamstring and calf muscle. Participant can continue. Start. Okay, next participant, right? Let's start. It's the best way when you swing your body and just show your explosive strength of your leg muscles, right? Next student again. And I think this, he can cover a distance of 3 meters and all. So basically what we'll measure, we measure the distance in meters in standing broad jump, right? So standing broad jump basically measure the explosive strength, and student keep the thing in mind that there should be, you should know which muscles are engaged in it. The muscles like quadricep, hamstring and calf muscles, right? These are engaged here. The next test item of the practical that we are going now is sit-ups. What does sit-up measure? First we need to know. So sit-up measure the abdominal strength. What does it measure? It measure the abdominal strength. Always keep these points in mind. The purpose of any activity, whatever you do, right? So first, this activity that we are going to do, the name of this activity is sit-ups. This year this activity is named as partial curl-ups. What does it named? It is renamed actually this year, partial curl-ups. So first I'll tell you the full sit-ups, then I'll show you the next, that is the partial curl-ups, right? So let's begin with this. So before we're going to start, you can see the way in which the students sit, and next thing, this is sit-ups, okay, proper. And when we modify, it means I'll also show you the partial curl-ups in this time. So let's first begin this test. So on the, I request the students to lay down, okay, put their hands back. Now they can start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll go for 10 only. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here you can see that how much load come on the abdomen region, right? So when this abdomen muscle stretch, and definitely will be able to understand what is the amount of resistance will come on the abdomen region, right, in this activity. So we have measured the abdominal strength of the body, right? Now I'll be showing you how to do partial curl-ups. Now these partial curl-ups are doing separately. So now I'm going to tell you what is partial curl-ups and how to perform partial curl-ups. When we perform partial curl-ups, we'll be able to measure the same thing, that is the abdominal strength. So this year it is renewed. So the external may ask you that what is the purpose of partial curl-ups and how to exactly perform the partial curl-ups. This test is also the Khelo India test, partial curl-ups. See, it is modified. Now I'm going to instruct all the participants to get ready for partial curl-ups. Okay, now let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what they are doing, they are just simply keep continue बच्चे, please start performing. So when they are performing, they'll have to touch their hands to their heel. That's simple. And if they are not able to do so, they can also put their hands on their knees. I want all the participants to put their hands on the knees. घुटनों पे हाथ रख के और अब आपको परफॉर्म करना है. Let's perform. 1 2 3 4. Start, students. As you can see that the student number first from right side, Nishant, performing good. Sachin, don't go. It is partial curl up, so go half. Yes, not much, little more. But partial, it means half. Okay. Don't go full. Just touch your knees and come back. Yes. That is what the exact mean of partial curl ups. Little bit more, Sachin. Okay. Yes, good. Start performing, everyone. Very nice. Stop. So this was partial curl ups that we have done now. And partial curl up measure the abdominal strength of an participant. Students, now what we are going to do, we are going to start the next activity, and the name of this next activity is, you know well, flexed arm, that is pull-ups. The name of this activity is pull-ups. So when boys perform the pull-ups, they'll have to do, it means their legs should be crossed together, and when it is for females, so their legs should be straight, right? So we need to know the purpose of this activity. So whenever we do this pull-ups, this test is used to measure the muscular strength and muscular endurance also. So strength and muscular endurance is measure of arm and shoulder muscles, because when we do this activity, basically we'll see that what is the strength and endurance of the muscles of the shoulder, right? So this test that we are performing right now is pull-ups. For boys, it's so simple when the legs are crossed. Okay, when it is performing for girls, so the girl will have to flex their arms. It is used to measure the muscular strength and muscular endurance of arm and shoulder muscles. Which muscles? Arms and shoulder muscles. Boys perform pull-ups, whereas girls perform flexed arm hangs. In pull-ups, boys have to touch chin to the bar while hanging vertically. The flexed arm hand should girls when raise the body up while feet over the surface diagonally. The bar should be adjusted to the height of the student. Flexed arm hanging without taking test, and in the same way we'll calculate the score, right? So I think we should now start this test, and I request to all the students to please pay attention, because you will have to do this test in your examination time, right? So what do we measure with this test? This is pull-ups for boys, and in this test you will be able to measure the strength, that is the muscular strength and muscular endurance of your arm and shoulder muscles. Let's begin this test. The legs are crossed. Very good. 1 2. The chin should be touched. Okay, very good. Can you see this? So what we had done with the test, that is the pull-ups for boys and pull-ups for girls. For girls, the legs should be straight. When boy perform this test, so the legs should be cross. Okay, and when the boy perform this test, so what they'll have to do, they will have to touch their chin to the bar, and according to the height of an individual we adjust it. It means the bar height will adjust properly, right? So this is all about the pull-ups, and again I'm telling you, what does pull-up measure? Pull-up basically measure the muscular strength and muscular endurance of a body, that is the shoulder muscles. So muscular strength and muscular endurance of shoulder muscles, if you want to measure, you will have to do pull-ups. AFA test, as I hope you can see properly, and AFA test basically American Alliance Health, Physical Education and Recreation, and I hope you must got it about. So we had done pull-ups, which measure the muscular strength and endurance of shoulder muscles. We have done sit-ups or partial curl-ups, which measure the abdominal strength and endurance. We had also done shuttle run, and what does shuttle run measure? Shuttle run measure the strength and not the strength at all, speed and coordinative ability, right? Standing broad jump we had also done. So what does standing broad jump measure? Standing broad jump measures the explosive strength of leg muscles. Now what is the explosive strength of leg muscles? It means three muscles are involved in it, that is the calf muscles, quadricep and hamstrings, right? Now we are going to do the next activity. The test, that last test of our AFA test that we are going to perform now, is 50-meter dash. 50-meter dash basically what measure? It measures the explosive strength and speed of an individual. Basically we mean for speed it, right? So whenever we measure speed, so here we will see the lower extremities of leg. The student has to run with the maximum speed in this 50-meter dash. 50-meter dash is basically meant to measure the speed of an individual, and definitely will be able to measure the speed of an individual when we are doing this test, right? So in the nearest 10 seconds this test should be finished. So as and when I command the students to go for this test, they will definitely able to reach it within some seconds, right? So 50-meter dash, this test is basically meant to measure the speed, right? So in this test you can see the students standing, how they're standing in this position. See, whenever I'm telling you about speed, when we are measuring speed, so as you all know that what is the speed? Speed is the ability to move as fast as possible, or speed is the ability of our body to perform movement with as fast as possible or at the faster rate. There are three things in speed. First is reaction time. So when I am telling this student go, so when they start this activity, they'll bring their body into action, which is the reaction time. Then they enhance their acceleration. It means they run as fast as possible. That is the acceleration time. When they finish this meeting, there's running, that is a 50-meter dash. That finishing point is the speed of movement. Okay, so I think we should now start it, and you see the reaction time, you see the speed of movement, you see the acceleration time, right? So as and when I say go, and the student will start, right? Go. You can see the reaction time, you can see the acceleration zone. Now that is the finish moment. Okay, in this way I hope you have understood that what is the exact mean of reaction time when the body bring into action. What is the meaning of acceleration time? Acceleration time, it means when an individual bring the body into maximum speed. Okay, he maintain his pace and he or she will move with a great speed. Next thing that we need to note here is about the finishing point. So when this time is in seconds. So as you see that these two students clear this thing in the minimum time, and the minimum time is 7 seconds, and one of the student has covered into 6 seconds. So here we'll be able to know that yes, exactly what is speed and how to measure speed. So if you want to measure speed, you will have to take some AFA test. It means 50-meter dash. So we have covered 6 test items. The very first thing that we have done is 600 meter. 600 meter measure the cardiovascular endurance of an individual. We have 50-meter dash also. And what does 50-meter dash measure? This test, 50-meter dash, measure the speed of an individual. After 50-meter dash, there is another test, and this another test measure what? This another test measure the another thing, that is the explosive strength of the leg muscle, that is standing broad jump. So the next item that I named is standing broad jump, which measure the explosive strength of leg muscles. Then we have performed shuttle run. Shuttle run measure the speed of an individual, that is the along with the coordinative ability, right? Okay, then we had done sit-ups or partial curl-ups, which is used to measure the abdominal strength of a individual, right? After the abdominal strength of an individual, we had done the next activity, that is the pull-ups. So as you can see in this video, while performing pull-ups, the student will hang on the bar, right? So the bar is adjusted according to the height of an individual, and he and she will have to go for the pull-ups. So whenever this pull-ups activities is going on, so this student definitely will have to do it, and it will measure various things, right? It will measure the arms, that is the muscular strength as well as muscular endurance of arm and shoulder muscles. What does it measure? It will measure the muscular strength and muscular endurance of arm muscle. right? So this is all about the practical of our test. I hope you all got it, students. It is very important, so go through it and started performing exercise accordingly, right? You should perform exercise accordingly, otherwise you will face problem in the upcoming time. So let's get started. Let's cover things properly. Let's enhance the learning process so that you can learn things properly. And yes, I wanted you guys to make sport, makes exercise, the physical fitness exercise, the integral part of your life. Okay, because as and when you make sport the integral part of your life, you will feel that your life becomes so happy, you'll feel that your life becomes so energetic, you feel fresh every time, every day. And there always, when the sun rises, you will feel that yes, there is a new hope, there is a new journey. And sports definitely brings you in the peaceful, harmonious life. And when you make sports the integral part of your life, you will feel very happy, you will feel very energetic. And this is the only way to live, this is the only way to make our body, because our body is a machine, and we'll have to prosper accordingly. And we need to work, give to work to our machine kind of body, right? So with this, take care. Bye bye, students. So go through all the activities, start performing these activities at your home. With this, take care. Bye bye, students.